Shalom. Rabbi Yom Tov Glazer here in Yerushalayim on my way to go mountain biking. I've been waiting for the cameraman to get here, but just took some time. And so now that Torah time has arrived, well, I was already in my gear. And I was like, I could shoot the video in my gear, I suppose. And maybe the right thing to talk about right now is practical spirituality, because normally when you think of practical people, you don't think of very spiritual people. And when you think about spiritual people, they're usually not very practical. But Judaism is the exact nexus of practical and spiritual, meaning we are where Gashmias and Ruchnias meet. And that's God creating a world that he would have a dwelling below, a dir b'tachtonim, a dwelling place in the physical world. Now, I understand that not every person's cut out for it, meaning there are certain people, they wind up what's called migusham, stuck in gashmias, in material. And there's other people who are like so afraid of being stuck in gashmias that they're just going to be like cut off from all physicality, and they're just going to be purely spiritual. But the biggest nachas from Hashem is when Gashmias and Ruchnias meet together. So I just want to share with you that the mitzvah of this particular Chag is actually eating. The holiday of Pesach is the holiday where we put the mitzvah in our mouth. You know, Sukkot, we put ourselves in the mitzvah. On Pesach, we put the mitzvah inside us. And both times, we don't wear tefillin during that time. So there was once a time where a student called me. He was at Esha Torah and he was saying, I'm not feeling it, I'm unhappy, I'm depressed, I'm having a terrible sukkah. And I said to him, so have you been spending your time in sukkahs? He says, no. I said, do you have a place to sleep in a sukkah? He says, no. I'm sleeping in the dorm room. I said, well, you better put on your tefillin. He's like, you want me to put on my tefillin? I said, well, not really, but the point of that during sukkahs we don't wear tefillin is because we're in the tefillin, we're inside the sukkah. And the point in Pesach is that we're eating the matzah, that we're actually imbibing in this bread of humility, of just flour and water. Gashmias and Ruchnias come together with Klal Yisrael, and that's also one of the things that a lot of people went off the derech because our overemphasis in Ruchnias, i.e. learning Torah and Tefillah, but there's a lot of kids who don't hop that stuff. They're more like physical type kids, the ADHD types, what I call builder yids. And so they feel like totally disenfranchised because if like I don't relate to Torah, maybe I don't relate to anything, and so I'll just be migusham, I'll just be the guy into materialist stuff. But in fact, I once had a group of these guys, about 40 of them in Lakewood, and I put on the board 2 circles, the Venn diagrams that I'm famous for putting up. And I put in one circle, they're overlapping circles. I put in one 612, in the other one I put 1. So they all figured it out. That 612 most likely is the 612 commandments. But I said, what do you think that 1 is on the other circle? And they couldn't figure it out. So I said, that's Talmud Torah. But there are 612 other mitzvahs waiting for you. They're mamish waiting for you. The Torah was built for those guys. Meaning the guys who can't sit and learn all day have like the whole Torah to do. And the Torah is really asking us to be involved in the physical, like fully. Whether it be the strapping ourselves with leather straps, whether it be eating the matzah, drinking the wine, partying on Sukkot. Most of these mitzvahs are mitzvahs ma'asis, or negative commandments, or what not to do, what to do, what not to do. And the world of doing is, that's the physical world. And we bring Hashem into that physical. We bring the spiritual into the physical, which is called spiritual. Spirit, meaning the world of Ruchnias, and ritual, the world of Gashmias. When you put them together, you get the spiritual. Well, with no further ado, and Shabbos coming our way, and I'd also like to go get a schwitz, I am going to hit the road. So, blessings everybody, and a good Yom Tov. Shabbos, Yom Tov.
Beautiful.